Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Podguyz Podcast. We are bringing it to you live like every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time from the wonderful state of Pennsylvania, the armpit of the United States. I am Tony Kaz, followed by
Kevin Neary here.
And Sparkolicious. Come on, I wasn't going to let you do it yourself. You sly little dog, you.
Tony, I realized something today. We actually come on Facebook Live right in the middle, right at perfect timing when people really decide that they can't stand the TV show Extra. So then they go on Facebook and they can just watch us, which is great.
That sounds fantastic. I know I'd watch us instead of Extra anyways, but... Who the hell do they even have on Extra anymore? Like, who is that?
Who the person is out there that chooses to watch the TV show Extra over this right now?
Yeah. They're like the devout followers of Regis Philbin. Poor guy. Rest in peace. But,
AKA 12 points, buddy.
12 points in the bag, buddy. In the bag.
There's been another death in the news. There's a wrestler that died, right?
Oh, I don't know. Who was that?
Passed away, 70 years old. I forget the dude's name. He was, maybe Sparky knows. Sparky.
Kamala.
Was it Kamala?
Kamala, yeah.
That girl saying Kamala.
Yeah.
I know Kamala died like years ago.
Yeah, I thought that it was, once I saw the rest in peace Kamala, I thought Kamala Harris died, and I'm like, oh, right.
Really?
All right. Yeah.
I'm going to look this up.
70 years old.
Find out right now.
Kamala.
Yeah. I mean, this is why we're a live show, right? Kevin, tell us, before we get into the Kamala stuff, right? Tell us what's happening with your phone right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got the iPhone 7. I really love the 7 Plus. I'm sorry. I'm a Plus kind of guy.
Yeah, the one that's like 10 years old. The 7 Plus.
Just because it's a 2010 Toyota Corolla doesn't mean that it's not new to me.
That's true. That's true.
Watch, I've been doing a lot of things that are, like we're experiencing like TV shows that are like 10 years old too, and I'm like, this wasn't so bad. But no, I'm slowly turning my phone into a terrible person. I got the Domino's app, I got the DraftKings app. I'm one Pornhub app away from making this thing into a shitty person.
Oh wow.
Very close, yeah, very close.
So it's officially turning you into a deviant of some sort, where it's ordering pizza for it's making suggestions, is what I'm saying.
Now my phone's basically a fat kid that likes to gamble, because he's like, yo man, you want some Domino's? I'm like, I don't phone. We shouldn't be eating this much pizza. Maybe you want to gamble. Maybe I do. Maybe
He's like, don't worry, I'm best friend with diabetes. I'm good.
Yeah, it's it's slowly turning. Yeah, it's slowly suggesting every vice that I have to do, and I'm gonna hopefully download the Philip Morris app and start waving some coupons around there.
Yeah, it's eventually gonna get you into a Jazzy with a flag in the back, an American flag, and a rainbow sun visor.
There's the people that drive those.
Hell yeah, they do.
Around the mean streets of Pittston, Pennsylvania, you should see them. And those kids that got backwards hats onto the bandanas, you could tell their street cred is just like the starter pack. But that's all right. They're trying. Yeah,
true. Have you ever seen the guy? There's people that make that their main mode of transportation, like in between cities, and not even taxi service. Like they just take their Jazzy and then they speed off, and they burn up the battery in between cities, and they're like, oh, well, where are we gonna go? We'll plug in at Walmart.
At least I know what Exhibit's going to be doing later on in his career. He's going to be doing a Pimp My Jazzy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty exciting.
I got your Jazzy. It goes from 0 to 90 in 5 seconds. Sweet! Some old guy. Yeah! You hooked it up!
The wrestler in the news is Kamala, officially dying at 70 years old, due to COVID, actually. Believe it or not.
COVID-19 gave Kamala the 1-2-3 pin
to
his heart, which is terrible. But
and not to say that I thought he had died a long time ago,
we already had him dead.
Oh, yeah. But I'm surprised Sparky never picked him in the death pool.
I'm not. Sparky went for the easy cuts like Alex Trebek and shit.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Why is it that sometimes everybody I get messages on Facebook, was he on your list?
It's like Sparky went to celebrity cancer ward in the hospital and asked everybody their names.
It was just like, hey, how you doing? Oh, you're almost dead? All right, you're on my list. Thank you. Check.
I think I should get a special award if all my people survived the year.
Well, I would get the same reward too.
I was just Yep.
What are we gonna do? A three-way tie? What are we gonna do? A three-way tie? That ain't happening.
Yeah, right now I'm in the lead. Will basically, he's dead last. He's and you guys are neck and neck. Neck and neck. Right?
Yeah.
So, did you hear about that crap that happened at the White House today? I guess Donald Trump, President Trump, was going ahead and talking at a press conference. And I don't pay too much attention to what he says during a press conference because it just seems to go into a never-ending loop.
Not to say anybody does, but...
Yeah. It just... I pay attention to any presidential press conferences the same way I do pay attention to a timeshare salesman. I'm just there for the free stuff.
That's probably true, yeah.
But I guess there was a shooting outside of the White House today. Did you hear about that or not?
I did. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to talk more about it. Like, elaborate of what happened. Somebody's popping off at the president, man. That shit ain't, it's happened before. It's, in and around the White House area, of course. I mean, that definitely puts everybody in a frenzy.
Yeah, I don't understand the logic of these murderers. You have to go in the building first. You can't just shoot at it.
Yeah.
And then you aim at your target. Like the step-by-steps and the fall-through is just
horrible.
A reflection.
Yeah. Right. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the amount of stupid criminals that we've had in our time on this show that we've talked about, you would think that somebody would be smart enough to not fall in the same category as all these other stupid criminals. But yet,
they're fun. Yeah,
well, yet they do.
Quick. You know what? That dude's parents they're probably being interviewed by the local DC newscasters, and that'd be great if they didn't show up because their parents were like, "Oh, he never falls through. He never.
He never does anything. No, he's just
It's always attempted rape, attempted homicide, attempted breaking and entering. He's an attempter.
He's such a temptress.
The only threat to society that our boy is a threat of not doing anything. Never.
He's like Donald Trump. He threatens to do things and never follows through.
And a very smart criminal.
He's the bestest criminal. The bestest criminal.
The house. Another house. My hair's better than a house. Houses don't have hair.
What's up with the hair? Yeah, what is up with that?
My hands are bigger than a house's hands. So you're not talking about a house now.
Well, there's been some crazy shit going on today. I guess there was these gas explosions in Baltimore. And,
you were saying.
Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on with that, and I tried looking up some information about it, but
gas explosions in the disaster bingo?
One city sees that it happens in Beirut, and they want to outdo each other.
Apparently, 1 dead, 6 rescued after a gas explosion levels Baltimore homes.
Okay. How many homes?
A natural gas explosion has leveled 3 row houses. So, I guess it was big. Like, that was pretty big. Yeah. They've actually showed pictures of it. And,
they probably have the nerdy scientist at the watching the Richter scale. And he's like, holy crap, an earthquake. They're like, no, man, gas explosion. But don't worry, you'll get one.
Oh, yeah. Apparently dozens of firefighters converged on piles of rubble. The 4th house of the row was ripped open, and windows were shattered in nearby homes all across that region. And leaving the northwest Baltimore neighborhood of Reisterstown Station strewn with glass and other rubble.
All it's missing is Cleveland Brown in a bathtub falling out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What's going on? 6 people hospitalized while a woman was pronounced dead at the scene. And, I mean, rescuers are going through it with a fine-tooth comb. And they're going through it by hand, believe it or not. Which I thought was a little weird. You would figure that they would get corpse dogs, they would get, rescuers and helpers with, not necessarily some sort of machinery, but something to help out,
You can't really use the machinery because of risk of moving too much debris at one time could actually end up crushing somebody.
No, and I get that. Yeah, I get that. They said that they're trying to make sure that they comb through every area to determine if there are any victims inside. And, although the cause of the explosion wasn't immediately clear, the Baltimore Sun reported last year that dangerous gas leaks had become much more frequent in the Baltimore area, believe it or not. Which I thought was...
Yeah, like you would figure
they're not upgrading their infrastructure. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not updating infrastructure. They're not updating pipes. A lot of them are really. It's an old utility, which actually dates back to 1817, which is crazy. Like for the Baltimore area, you would think thousands of miles of obsolete pipes would be,
replaced.
Replaced in some way would be great.
Anything would happen to these things.
Yeah. So, evidently, that's what happened in Baltimore. Trump, of course, got escorted out away from the shootings.
They should have taken him in the podium while he was continuing to talk out of it.
Here's what I wanted to talk about, right? Now, governors are upset over Trump's executive orders of what he had tried to do this week. And I know one of them was to extend unemployment for $400 instead of the $600 that they were doing. Along with the I know he's trying to end the tax. Oh man, what the hell do they call it?
The tax break.
No, it's not a tax break. It's the tax that does Social Security.
Payroll leave tax.
Payroll tax. I'm sorry.
So, just to make this 100% clear, okay? 100% crystal clear. This is not a cut to Social Security at all. It is not a cut. It is a relief from... Okay, so when you get your paycheck and you see Social Security and Medicare, your employer has to match that area.
They do exactly half. Exactly half.
Security. Huh?
They do exactly half.
They match half of it?
They match half of it, yeah.
I thought it was an identical match.
No, it's half. Because they do half and you do half. So, like, they come up with a tax number. The business will match whatever you put into it. So it's 100% of whatever you match, but 50-50.
So the businesses who are struggling right now due to a massive pandemic are not paying this tax.
They're not paying the tax temporarily. Exactly.
Temporarily. Now, every commercial I see is saying, oh, look at this, they're taking out of Social Security. Nobody's taking out of it. They're just putting less into it for a temporary amount of time.
Exactly. And from what I was reading, because you can look online to see how much of the tax is actually brought into Social Security, and how much people actually pay into it, through their work cycle. And it was interesting to know that Social Security, just because the baby boomers were working at the time, meant that there was more workers per capita to pay into the Social Security tax. Now, they don't have as many workers these days as they did in the baby boomer days to contribute to tax, to contribute to this tax. So what they should have done is actually up the tax to a significant amount where it actually matched what the baby boomers were putting in, and then we would have Social Security going 20 years down the line.
Correct.
But no.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't.
It would be now that was suggested by Al Gore with the lockbox idea, right? Mm-hmm. To increase the tax and then to put into a lockbox so that way it couldn't be a borrowed fund to fund other programs. And, it didn't sound sexy at the time. The guy, they put too much makeup on him in the debates for whatever reason. And then the way that his lisp came off, he just sounded like very much, he just sounded a little effeminate during the debates, which is perfectly fine. But not for the year 2000 when you're running politics against George W.
Agreed. Agreed.
So whoever did the makeup for him should be fired on the spot, as I'm sure they were. But yeah, this is the thing now. As much as people like to say that Social Security is going to go bankrupt, guys, they will print more money. Okay,
they really are.
Print
yeah.
Money. When I say they, I mean the U.S. Treasury will always print more money. I actually started running the math because I got a little curious. I'm thinking to myself, what if we had no taxes, but the only thing we taxed was imported goods, and we had no taxes to pay here as citizens, but we could just print money whenever we ran out of it.
Oh yeah,
it's practically what we're doing anyways.
Yeah. So what would happen?
Minor inflation, not that much though.
Yeah, not a lot. Not nothing past what it is now.
Correct. Yeah, you would. Our money wouldn't via foreign exchange. Our money wouldn't change at all. The only thing that would happen is people that would make people that are being taxed right now would have their money immediately and be able to spend it immediately. And then you always run into the situation where, say you have the happiest grocery store owner is the one that's in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by people that are on food stamps, because he can jack up the prices as high as he wants.
Oh, of course.
And knowing that they can't get anywhere else. So you would have those situations continue, which is just ridiculous, but,
Yeah,
I was trying to the numbers because there's a lot of variables to point out. Like if you gave everybody health care, what they should do is they shouldn't tell everybody that health care is free for 1 year, so they can figure out the real number. That way, you don't have the hypochondriacs going to town.
That's true.
It's like a fiscal responsibility trick. Like, oh, by the way, guys, take off all of your health care bills for your taxes this year. You mean it was free? Yeah, it was free.
Well, how many people are going to turn this into a negative for Donald Trump, where they're saying that he's officially getting rid of Social Security?
Do you know what? Yeah, I know that's not true at all. The thing is, okay, Tony, this reminds me of when say 535 people, including 50 more, so whatever. So say like 585 people are deciding on Christmas presents to get. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they can't come to an agreement. So then one guy says, "Hey, I just went Christmas shopping. All right,
I got everybody presents, the best presents, the only presents that are out there.
One side said 2, the other side said 6. I'm at middle ground, said 4. I'm good at math like that. Very quickly,
very quick. I'm the best at math. I'm better than the China math. China math."
The China virus.
It has nothing to do with the math, but the math is fantastic.
It makes it sound like it's some kind of. He makes it sound like it's some kind of thing that the Power Rangers fought.
Oh yeah. It was the China monster. The China monster did it.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on, just call it what they named it, the coronavirus. It's not the best name. Let's stop regionalizing the idea.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, they called it the Spanish flu. It's like, yes, they incorrectly called it the Spanish flu also. So it's just funny to watch. But no, there's nobody that's going to mess with Social Security. I've never seen in my whole entire lifetime a check bounce from Social Security or an old person saying, they cut me off. Oh, really? They cut you off? They said no more Social Security? Yeah. I went to my doctor's, and he said, get the hell out of my office, you uninsured prick. These are things that don't happen.
Yeah. They're
like old 1990s scare tactics that they were meant to scare old people that are barely with it anymore. And when I say barely with it, I am not just implying senile disorder in the brain. I am straight out saying they're trying to mess with senile old people.
Oh, yeah.
So that way they push the vote towards, the Democrats will continue to give us money. And I'm not hating on the Democrats' game as far as that goes. But
no.
Like, dude, just as like a
We're not picking sides. We're not picking sides. This is just the comedic value of government right now.
Yeah, man. Just as like a fact check, if you're on the playground and you're pointing fingers, I wish I could be the chaperone or one of the friends of the parents.
Yeah.
You know, just hanging out there and being like, no. You guys need a referee in this game. So I would blow the whistle on this. I would throw the flag, and just for the sake of fairness.
Well, it kind of is what it is. I mean, it as far as Social Security is concerned, it was already a doomed, flawed system before Trump even got there. And the fact that we're going to run out of Social Security at some point in time is an inevitability, just because people don't pay enough into it.
If the government forced you to put all your money into one of the top 5 highest paying dividend stocks for your whole entire lifetime, you're making more than 1.5%. You are being ripped off with Social Security on every facet possible.
You are.
You would be making 18.5%. That's per year, and then through a gradual basis, you're basically retiring a millionaire. Mm-hmm. So if I'm a millionaire and I don't want anybody else being a millionaire, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that Social Security is the only safe fund that you have, because that stock market over there, it gets really messy. And you don't want any part of that. You can lose all your money. You can lose your shirt. You don't want that. Then you
don't want to play in the murky waters.
And then you'll have some old lady being like, what am I going to do without a shirt? It's like, I don't know, Grandma. We'll put you back in your little jazzy fund at 1.5%. Now with Grandma, she thinks that somebody's going to steal her shirt. She saw a commercial on TV, and now all she wants to do is vote blue no matter who, because it rhymes like that old Columbus song did.
Oh,
He really didn't sail the ocean in 1492.
Ocean Blue in 1942.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're not going to get back on that horse again, are we?
Dude, I tell you what, if everyone wants to look at their statues, pay a price, go to a museum. No more outdoor statues, because it just all it does is give the birds somewhere to shit.
Do you know what I think they should replace every statue with? A living statue. Someone who just goes out there, changes patterns like this every couple hours.
Like the yeah. That would be cool. It gives somebody a job.
It would give somebody a job. You can hire homeless people off the streets. You can paint them gold. You can be like, open your mouth. I'm going to coach you in. And
or you can wait a while and just have that mental illness kick in eventually, where they spray paint themselves to get high, and then they're like, I can barely move. It's like, oh, look at a living statue.
Yeah, like Kanye.
No, son, that's a homeless man that's been huffing too much spray paint all day.
Did you see Kanye? Kanye's been coming back in the news again, and Kanye's been coming back in the news again, and technically, I guess you can still throw your hat in the ring for the presidency, even though you've already pulled yourself out, and I'm guessing that you could probably do it as a write-in. So he's been telling people to still vote for him, only because it would take away votes from Biden.
Is his fan base going to listen that much, or do they just...
I don't know. It's a weird road that he has traveled in his time. And
Kardashian just blamed this on his bipolar disorder, which I've always been skeptical of a mental disease that can fit any argument. It's a very skeptical disease. I'm not to say that some people don't have mood swings out there, or that Kanye West is of sound mind at all times of the day. Dude's got
sound mind and body really doesn't go well with Kanye West at all.
Correct, yeah, but he's got some decent music out there,
and he has incredible ideas. Like he He has crazy ideas that he wants to put on paper, and he wants to do like his Yeezy shoes. I don't know if you've seen the new Yeezy shoes, but they're like. Did you ever? Well, I'm sure you've seen an accordion on the side of an air conditioner, right? The pull flaps.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
His new Yeezys actually look like that. His new Yeezys look like pull flaps that you would just wrap around your foot.
Hey, if they guarantee it raises my street cred, I am buying them tomorrow.
If it'll get you the next presidency of the United States.
Yeah, it's like it's street cred, Genie.
Yeah.
You know.
You get to rub them and Kanye pops out.
Jesus Lord. I said stand up.
Yes, master, how may I help you?
Like,
You're like, damn, Kanye, where you been?
Why you giving me shit, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't even pop out like a genie, he just pops out from like a hidden closet.
Punch it in the back of the head. Ah, crap!
Yeah, you're shaking your Yeezys and you go, and like all of a sudden he just pops open the door, a little puff of smoke comes out, and he's like, "Yes, you have summoned the great Kanye."
Find Jesus. Hits you with a Bible. Yeah. Should have read the warning label on these.
Find
shoes.
Jesus, buy Yeezys. And then leaves out your front door. He actually kicks stuff over as he leaves and like leaves the front door open.
Yo, him and Nick Cannon need to get into a battle rap since Nick Cannon's all anti-Semitic now, I guess.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Man, that's prime time right there. That's celebrity deathmatch of battle raps. Nick Cannon, because they're practically both cartoons anyways.
Dude, you know what I miss? I miss Celebrity Deathmatch.
I missed that show too. That was a great show.
That was an awesome show. The Claymation Deathmatch on MTV. And I know that they had brought it back for a little run, but it went back off the air again. And that shit was awesome, dude. It was like so funny to have.
People were wondering why they weren't cursing and cursing so much as Robot Chicken was already doing at the time when it comes to Claymation. So I think it might have been desensitized. But at the time, it was a new thing to watch. There were some cheap shots at celebrity humor going on, which that'll happen. And it was at the cusp of the turn of the century, right? What is it? True. 2000.
True. Yeah, it was right around 2000.
We're talking about a show that's old as almost somebody can drink a beer by now. They were born in that.
Yeah.
They can legally drink a beer or soon smoke a cigarette.
Well, that was right on the cusp of when they went from music videos to reality TV.
True. Yeah, that was like the bridge over. Yeah. Where there was the Real World, which the ironic part about naming it the Real World was they did
not so real.
The Real World. Yeah.
Let's get a couple drunk douchebags in a house together, and then we're gonna call it the Real World.
Yeah, and people just that just progressed over to Jersey Shore, where they're like, "Listen, we're not going to call it the Real World anymore. Too many complaints.
Yeah,
we are not resembling anything that even looks like the Real World."
Did you notice that people from the Jersey Shore too? They were like really offended about the Guido reference because not everybody's like all tan gym laundry. In that particular area, like it's just a small group of people.
Yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does give a bad reflection on the Italian community in New Jersey. Still, these kids were having the time of their life.
They were.
They're going out, they're partying. The situation. I mean, I'm sure they're all good kids. While they're doing their thing,
dude, they're all about making money, and that was their thing. Like if they made enough cash from from renting out the house or working at the.
They should be encouraged to make money. I mean, if I don't like the way that somebody sounds or talks, I can honestly say that I don't like it because of that reason alone. I'm not going to be grateful over them making money. Just like that, Catch Me Outside girl. I loved her to death. She called a whole audience full of middle-aged women hoes.
She did. And then she threatened to beat them up.
And then she tried to kick their ass.
Yeah.
After having like an 0-4 record against her own mom. Like, you're not even good at kicking asses of middle-aged women. What's wrong with this girl? And then she ended up, she made a lot of money, and people complained that she made a lot of money, but these would be the same people that would complain if she ever took a dime of welfare money.
Yeah.
So So these are basically that group of people that want to complain about her. Is just they wouldn't like her no matter what, because they just didn't like the way she was talking and her mannerisms. They didn't like that. So I would rather people just say that they don't like her mannerisms or her attitude and they couldn't relate to her, or they didn't like her cursing so much, rather than saying, oh, I can't believe she's a millionaire. It's like, well, they're $10 too. Relax. You could be a millionaire too if you could beat the crap out of your mom and have such the terrible life that she's had so far. You know, it's a reflection of society, and to a degree, to a small degree.
Believe it or not, it was really funny because when I was working today, I work at a facility in a local mall that I'm not going to share with everybody. But what happened was
pretzels.
It's Annie Ann's. Look at him, he's flipping dough. No, it's not Annie Ann's, by the way.
Why did you put yourself in a scenario like they're going to start throwing stuff at you? Look at him, he's flipping dough. Throw shit at him.
Son of a bitch, he twisted that shit. Look at it.
I watched you for 20 minutes on Monday night. Quick, throw your slushy at him. No!
So there I am working today, right? And all of a sudden I hear, "You, get over here!" And it's this lady yelling at her kid.
the times that my mother used to call back, way back. She used to say, "Over here, motherfucker." No, it was me. And
so,
like, yeah, that's right.
I'm laughing because the guy in front of me, who I was taking care of, he goes, "Holy shit, what was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a pissed off mom." And there she goes. She goes speeding by the store, kid in hand. The kid's crying.
Why would you call her if she's the mom? Why would you? You're spilling the beans there, Mom.
Whoa on the beatings. Joe, she was calling that kid every name in the book, and here he is crying. She's leading him by the arm, and she's like, "You're getting me pissed off," and she was like really on the end of her wits. So it was like super funny for us, because here we are laughing at her, and there she is having a bad day.
A bad day. I mean, I'm sure there's a week, maybe a month, maybe a bad life. I mean, there's more bad than good in her life at this moment.
Clearly, it was. There was something going on. But she did Hulk out, and she was like carrying him with one arm and being like, "Wait till we get out to the bar." Did you?
Oh God! Wait till we get out to the car.
Oh my God! It was the best.
As if she's restraining herself. You're watching the restrained version of that mother right there.
Yes.
You should have followed her out to watch the rest of the car thing if it wasn't busy.
Oh yeah.
You're like, guys. Now I'm going to take my smoke break. But, Tony, you don't smoke. I do now.
I just wanted to watch.
I want to try out cigarettes real quick for a smoke break. I keep hearing you guys taking.
But speaking of hulking out, right? I'm going to cut into our next subject. The new demo, or the new beta version for the new Marvel's video game just came out this week on PlayStation. And, reviews were fantastic. Really, really fantastic. But from what I've been reading, of course, it's just a beta. So the finished product, which comes out September 5th. Right, Spark?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, September 5th, I think it is. Of course, that's going to be a different version from what you're actually playing. So, I think they're doing the Xbox version, or the Xbox beta, coming up, I believe it's tomorrow. I'll have to double check that, but I want to say it's tomorrow, and it'll be pretty exciting, because I've already pre-reserved my copy.
Yeah, I have Xbox, so I can't have Spider-Man at all.
I have Xbox as well, man.
Well, I look at it like this, Tony. I'm pretty sure I could still beat the game the same way more than half of a Marvel movie saved the world without Spider-Man.
Definitely. Definitely,
Like, oh, quick, we're going to need some guy that replicates spiders. It's like, why do we need this guy again?
Yeah, they're going to come out with their own character and just be like, oh, it's Arachnid Boy. We've just added him to the game.
Arachnid Boy does whatever Arachnid Boy does.
But you do have the beta version coming out for Xbox in a couple days.
Language lawsuits, you know.
I guess what I'm understanding now is that Xbox One players are August 14th, so that's in 4 days. 4 days.
Woo! Something to download in 4 days. Looking forward to life.
Yeah. So there's been some big rumors actually in the DC realm, right? That DC Comics and the DC Universe are hit by major layoffs because of COVID. And they've actually set back themselves again because not only were they in second by a long shot compared to Marvel, but they've also shot themselves in the foot with the HBO Max. And as far as the comics version of DC, the majority of staff from DC Comics have been, or from the streaming service DC Universe, have been laid off. So it also puts them another step back, once again, trying to play catch up to Marvel.
Yeah, they got a long way to go, man. They're riding the Batman idea, and they went ahead and did a character study movie of the Joker, and for some odd reason, they in my opinion, they chose every wrong path in that movie. We share the same opinion on that to a large degree, and Superman's always been one of those characters. I think Kevin Costner was in the last Superman movie, and he didn't play Superman. He played Superman's dad, if I'm correct on that. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Kevin Costner,
Yes.
dad on that. Yeah. So the list of characters that they're going by, the Wonder Woman was a big hit for obvious reasons. It was well written to a degree and somewhat above average as far as acting goes. But man, they have run out of characters to the point where you would really need to focus on a Batman Forever type of script, which we've talked about plenty and many of times.
Yep.
A Batman Forever script would be glorious for the DC universe. And the reason that they won't do it is because it sounds like a successful idea, and they're not about that.
And just to wrap up our topics here, I know the Mike Tyson fight with Roy Jones Jr. has been delayed now.
Has it been delayed? Yeah,
it has been delayed. It's going from September 12th to November 28th.
Okay.
Only because of COVID concerns, and I know they were having some sort of problem with the ABA.
Roy Jones Jr. is probably doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. Sitting down, smoking a cigarette, and he's like, this is how I prepared for Mike Tyson. This is how I prepared for fights when I was in my prime. You know, he was well known to smoke a Marlboro Red before a fight just to make himself weaker so the fight looked better. So
oh, good.
if anybody has any qualms about Roy Jones Jr., you can look up Mike Tyson fights, but please do yourself a favor and look up Roy Jones Jr. fights. You're going to be impressed. The man is no joke. Not to say Tyson isn't a formidable opponent and do an exhibition, but whenever Mike Tyson runs into some trouble in the ring, and Teddy Atlas is his old boxing manager, coach, or whatever, and he even said this about his own boxer quote, and from an interview that he had, that whenever Mike does run into some trouble in the ring, he gets frustrated and then he ends up beating himself mentally.
True.
So
true.
I would take that Roy Jones Jr. over Mike Tyson any day. Take the Lennox Lewis fight. Remember Lennox Lewis when he faced off against Tyson?
Yep.
Now, Tyson was only 2 years older than Lennox Lewis at the time. They both came out of the same boxing organization with Gus.
Yep.
And Lewis just did what he had to do. He kept him away with reach. He had a beautiful snap jab. And Tyson had that new face tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
For no apparent reason. Tyson got beat with good old-fashioned
his
boxing
midlife
technique.
crisis tattoo.
Yeah, like if you put Mike Tyson as a middleweight against, I know he's a heavyweight, but if you made him lose some weight so that way he can face off against Floyd Mayweather Jr., I would pick Floyd Mayweather because Mayweather goes by the stats. He goes by, all right, how many times did I hit him? It's like, aren't you looking to knock him out there, Floyd? Nah, not at all. Used to play like that.
Yeah, snap and move.
Game this way, huh?
You just snap and move. You hit that snap jab, boom, 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 and just get out of the way. You're already a couple points ahead.
Yeah. At the age of 40, he beat Conor McGregor, which Conor McGregor was showboating. They looked like
he was. He played the thing where he'd like put his hands behind his back or like put his face out there so he could take a quick little jab at him. Yeah,
he should have been disqualified in round 1, but I understand the money involved. You don't get warned for a rabbit punch 3 times in a row and not get thrown out of a normal boxing match.
Yeah.
The referee at that point in time, and even Mayweather's corner was, they were just like, all right, we know this guy's a joke now. He's trying to rabbit punch 3 times in the first round.
Yeah.
Just take your pace with him, wait for little Conor to run out of air, and then beat the shit out of him. Really hard. When you get your stamina, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. was all about the stamina. Dude could probably run 10 miles in coast gear and then start to speed up towards the finish line just to show those Boston Marathon people where it's at.
Well, let's see what time we're at here. Let's get into our second half portion here, Sparkles. Sparky, where are we this week with dumb criminals from across the United States here?
We're at Minnesota, man.
Minnesota, man. All right, I'm going to go get my notebook, but enlighten everybody on our rules on how to play this lovely game.
To everybody out there in Facebook world, what's going to happen is we're going to break this segment down into 3 categories of 5 stories apiece. Now what happens is after we read the stories up, you're going to be given a choice of which stories are true, which stories are false. So, the basic rules of true or false is, if you always hear the word meth, it's a true story. So, just remember, meth is true.
Meth is always true. All right. So are we good? Rules are played, and we are ready to rock and roll. Oh, Minnesota, man. Kevin, I think you're going to enjoy Minnesota, man.
This was like the wind-up category.
Yeah.
This is the wind-up category.
It is a wind-up category. All right. Well, we'll start out with story number 1. Minnesota women, 2 women, arrested for DUI, same day, same car, same police officer.
I'm going true on this so you could have twins out there.
Hold on, killer. Hold on, killer.
Hold on.
You know the rules of the game, Kevin. Story number 2. Minnesota man arrested for burglary of a Minnesota sheriff's home. Wrong house, wrong time. Story number 3. Minnesota man forgets to log off Facebook after burglarizing a home.
Man, what the fuck? That's true. If it's true, this would not be the first occasion that it happened.
It hasn't been the first occasion. That's really dumb of most criminals because it happens a lot. Like, a real lot.
Who does this? We got 2 minutes of the game.
I got the story up 3 times already. I think it was 3 times that the story's been
3 times. Three times.
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah. Story number 4. Minnesota man arrested for assault when he punched a woman in the face at a bus stop. He then attacked another with a manila folder, which fell to the ground when he fled. Inside was the name and address on anger management paperwork.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And story number 5. Minnesota man arrested for leaving his name and phone number at a home improvement store where he had dropped something. Methamphetamines.
You put your meth in the pipe and then you feel better. Put your meth in the pipe and makes you feel better. Right?
Never drop your methamphetamines on the floor because, hey, somebody's going to find it. And we're calling the cops.
What's this glass doing on the floor?
It's not crystal meth, it's methamphetamines.
Sounds fancier. Sounds like
I like my story point.
Spark, where are we going today? Where are you going? True, false? What are we doing?
Oh, I drew them neutral. I draw them neutral. That's the unspoken rule.
All right, Stack Girl.
Sparky, it makes you sound like you draw the crimes and then you do them, so they are.
Yeah, these are all true crimes of Sparky.
Sparky, he drew instead of murder, she wrote.
Where's Stack Girl on all this?
My Sparky drew.
Yes, they're true. All of them are true.
I think she's the getaway driver.
I am.
Kevin, what are you thinking, brother?
I'm going all true on this one, to be honest with you. The Minnesota man is sounding a lot like Alabama man.
Very much so. Very much so. All right, we'll start off with number one. Starting off at number one, Minnesota two women, arrested for DUI, same day, same car, same officer. True story.
True story.
Let's see this.
Hold up, I know you're laughing. Pull it down there.
Well, let's see it here.
Did I not pull you over before? No, sir. She is passed out in the back seat.
It's totally true. It's totally true.
Here's what happens, and usually, Kevin, you could have probably attested to this. What happens to your car once you get a DUI?
I've been. It gets impounded. Yeah.
You're right. Guess what happens when you're drunk and you go to the impound yard to go get your car?
Mind you, also, if you are accused of DUI, your car still gets impounded. If you are pulled over and you are taken to the hospital and your blood is taken and they say no alcohol is found, your car still gets impounded. If your car gets searched for drug paraphernalia and they think that you might have drug paraphernalia inside of your bloodstream, your car still gets impounded.
That's true.
The way to go about this is you sue the municipality for the impound fee if you're paying the impound fee.
There you go. Yeah, clearly when you're drunk to go get your car out of impound.
I'm still hungover.
I'm so hungover. A different girl, a best friend of the girl that got arrested the first time, went to go get the car out of impound, drunk, and the same cop, same car, same girl, DUI.
Making their job easy.
It just makes it easy when you're a stupid criminal.
That's when you already know if you're a cop, you tap the phone, you tap the line of the one phone call she gets to have. She calls the bar. And so it's like, hey.
Johnny, I need my car out of impound. All right, I got it. Impound.
I'll get my wife. She's here.
Story number 2, Minnesota man arrested for burglary of a Minnesota sheriff's home. Wrong place, wrong time. Guess what a sheriff's going to have in his home? Lots of guns.
I think I threw the story correctly on this one.
He's got his hat on in his own house. How about that?
What are you doing in here? Wrong house, wrong time. That dude got blasted as soon as he broke in through the door of the sheriff's house. Dude had some major guns in there, and he ain't getting his house robbed by any means. So open fire he went.
You've seen that story before. It's almost the same exact story like the other 2 times.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Story number 3, Minnesota man forgot to log off Facebook after burglarizing home. True story.
Yeah, true story.
True story.
Just show the picture. It's the same picture as before. I just didn't put the Y or the N next to it.
Same picture as before. Because it's a crime that's been done. How do you do this? Quick, we're robbing everybody. Snapchat.
I just want to know who's signing on to Facebook while you're robbing somebody's house. You're like, oh shit, there's an open computer.
Yo,
Oh,
Tony,
shit,
they
let's
get
do
out
this.
of jail after 5 years, and Facebook brings up their memories.
Yeah.
This is for you guys, because I'm not old yet.
I re-hashtag that story. Hashtag getting old.
Hashtag getting old. That's perfect. The story writes itself. It's retardation on a criminal level. Once again.
I thought you were going to say served on a stick.
Just on a criminal level. Thank you, Minnesota, for dumbing it down for everyone once again. Story number 4. This was my favorite one out of these 5. Minnesota man arrested for assault when he punched a woman in the face at a bus stop. He then attacked another woman with a manila folder which fell to the ground when he fled. Inside was the name and address on anger management paperwork. Holy Jesus, if this isn't a mouthful, it is a true story.
But it's true because it's
It's a true story.
has a lot of detail.
Short, simple, to the point.
Are you next? Wow, thank you, Bill Goldberg. This is Goldberg all over again. Are you next? Who's next? And there he is, just spearing people at the bus stop.
Goldberg later in his career looked like the stepdad you didn't want to have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't even explain the stupidity in the story as far
Well,
as
he wasn't. Obviously, he needed to open his manila folder there and take the step-by-steps a little bit more seriously on the anger.
Clearly, he never completed his anger management homework because the paperwork fell to the ground.
Yeah. You could look at it after you read it. Look at it.
Oh, God.
So
story number 5, Minnesota man arrested for leaving his name and phone number at a home improvement store where he dropped something, his methamphetamines. God, this is a true story.
Now, Tony, how did they catch this guy?
He left his name and phone number at the front desk.
For the love of God,
I like
why?
my story better.
Excuse me, sir, you dropped your brick of, oh, wait a minute, methamphetamines.
It's a little cart at a home improvement store.
He's pushing his bricks around.
Yeah, he's got a cart. He's shopping around. He's probably shopping around to construct a new meth lab.
Yes.
It is not in the Home Depot's best interest or Lowe's best interest to have this guy arrested because he's going to be returned business anyways.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when you're dropping an illegal drug such as methamphetamines, I don't think as a store you're putting that in the lost and found, and you're just like, oh man, what is that? A bag of drugs? What's that?
I said he's probably buying big stuff with the cart and all that nice stuff, but then stealing useless stuff in his coat pocket like razors and stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Scumbag meth thing.
Yeah. Clearly, he left his name and address at the front desk, and told the person at the front desk, "Hey, man, I dropped some stuff out of my pocket. I know it's somewhere in the store. If someone happens to find it, can you give me a call?"
Oh man, you gotta leave it behind.
Just let it go. Yeah, just let it go. Don't even be like, I wouldn't even tell anybody. I'd be like, oh shit, man, now I'm down some meth.
Yeah, there's more meth to smoke. You can tell your dealer, he might feel bad for you. Be like, you know what, man, here you go.
Yeah,
you're a good guy.
Here's a rock, man. Here you go. Boom. Here's a meth sandwich.
Hey, I was just eating lunch. Here, I have my BLT.
My MLT. It's an MLT sandwich. It's meth, lettuce, and tomato.
MBLT.
Oh, that's going to be perfect. All right, Sparky, you ready for the next 5, brother?
For anybody that has any children under the age of 13 watching the podcast, have them walk away for about 10 minutes. That's
also, you're terrible parents. It's 11:30 practically.
That's
What's
true.
wrong with you?
I hope that everybody is ready to strap in as much as Minnesota Man is right now, because here we are diving into the NSN not safe for work NSFW version of our show, and halfway through.
Tony, I just keep thinking about
Here comes the
Craig T.
100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Craig T. Nelson from Coach as like a cop in all of these.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, just wait.
Go ahead, Kevin. You're getting cut off
I keep
again.
thinking of Craig T. Nelson from Coach, the TV series Coach.
Oh, yeah.
As like the cop in all of these, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You couldn't leave the mess behind, Christine.
That's perfect. Kevin, strap on in. I hope you're ready for these next 5. These are the best ones.
Am I gonna cry?
You're gonna cry.
No, this has nothing to do with crying.
Stat Girls Cry. It's about that time of the night where we make Stat Girls cry.
Story number 1.
Every time.
Ugh. These made me
proud. Coach, it begins, Stat Girl.
Kevin, these officially made me proud. These ones made me proud. Story number 1. Minnesota man arrested for drunken disorderly for causing a ruckus at a Wild Bill's. While being held to the ground, he started yelling at the cop, "I'm rich, you're poor. Get off me."
That wasn't that bad.
I'm guessing he plays for the Minnesota Twins.
He could possibly. Story number 2. Minnesota man arrested.
I'm only doing this now.
Minnesota man arrested for using a sex toy on himself on a picnic table at a local park. Whew.
Why?
Yogi Bear is scarred somewhere.
That ain't no picnic basket.
Cover your eyes, boo-boo. Cover your eyes.
Cover your eyes, boo-boo.
What's he doing, Yogi?
I'm calling the ranger.
Oh no.
That's right. There's still story number 3.
Story number 3. Minnesota man arrested for breaking and entering after he was reported to be masturbating over her in her bedroom.
No.
There he is going to Pound Town on himself, standing over her while she's sleeping.
I just realized something. Stat Girl's probably looking at the pictures that Sparky drew.
I got the picture right here.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Oh, Jesus, how do you draw a masturbating stick figure? We'll see.
Yes! Yes! Story number 4, Minnesota man. Oh, this one's a good one. Minnesota man arrested for threats at a local mall. He claimed to be married to Katy Perry. He then washed his hair in the sink of a local salon, then threatened to hit customers, and then told security he was a cop.
Oh, well, you can't have it all. You can't be a cop and married to Katy Perry.
That's true.
Work out like
That's
that.
true. Yeah. And story number 5, Minnesota woman arrested for prostituting a cheerleading teammate by placing an ad on Backpage.com.
Hold on, I gotta check my Backpage account real quick.
No.
Yes, sir.
What's going on there?
Yes, sir. Backpage.com, where you can find all your cheerleading needs. Kevin, we're going to start out with you. Where are we going, brother?
You know, man, I did not expect Minnesota man to be so vulgar. And Minnesota woman, too. You ladies got it on this one, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost finding zero holes in these plots of these stories, so I'm going to go all true on this one. Tony, you know I don't normally go all true back to back.
That's true. That's true.
This is not my I can at least find one hole in one story, and sometimes it's logical, sometimes it's just an unbelievable story that I have to
I like
say
to throw a curveball in there every once in a while.
Yeah. So I'm going all true on this one.
All right, Sparkalicious?
Oh, they're all true. Come on now.
All right. How about Stack Girl?
These are like my Thunder pictures.
Stack Girl?
2, 3, and 5 are false. And I don't care.
2, 3, and 5.
I just realized that if Sparky's room there turns into Toy Story, they're basically all in prison.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to kill him.
Why are there 2 of us?
Story number 1, Minnesota man arrested for drunk and disorderly for causing a ruckus at a Wild Bill's. While being held to the ground, he was yelling at the cop, "I'm rich, you're poor, get off me." True story.
True.
True story.
True story.
True story.
Let me see here.
There you go.
Hey, get off me because I am a rich and you aren't.
I am rich and you aren't.
I thought there was an A at there. I am a rich. Okay, and you aren't. Wow. Okay. Dude, it looks like the cop is doing more than just arresting them.
Oh my God, he's riding them like a pony.
You kind of got the cop straddling him. Like Wiseau in the room where he's banging his...
It's not true.
I cannot explain. I can't explain drunk and disorderly any better than this story.
I have to look at it.
At least you got really obnoxious, Tony, with the drunken and disorderly, if it's true.
I'm rich, you're poor. I can afford drinks. I guess you can't. Get off of me now, because I'm gonna own you. I think that's come out of every person that is ever getting tackled by the cops. I'm gonna own you.
Yeah, anybody that makes $24,000 a year.
Yeah.
I'm rich. You got me. I make more money than you do.
Look the amount of money that I made in Trump dollars this year. Story number 2. Minnesota man arrested for using a sex toy on himself on a picnic table at a local park. True story. True story.
Story of, I think this might be story of the year.
I can't wait for this picture. This is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic. Let's see this.
Zach Rose told me after she looked at the picture, she told me I have to hold up. She refuses to hold this one. There you go.
You should have called it Magician's Fun Day at the Park. Because first you see it, now you don't.
That's beautiful.
Tony doesn't even need to explain this one.
It happened. That's all that matters. It happened.
Is the only thing that I can say about this, because apparently when you're going to Pound Town on yourself with a phallic object on a picnic table at a local park, I don't think there's much to say as far as mental stability.
Hey, I think that's a fair assessment. Mental stability.
Mental stability is a good question with that one.
Yeah, or lack thereof.
Lack thereof is a much more better way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you explain that to your kids in the car? Daddy, what's he doing? He's fucking himself, because I told him to do that last week. See? So,
he was enjoying nature too much.
Even dumbasses get it right eventually. I told him, he's enjoying nature. Yo, if the trees could talk, man, they would.
They'd be screaming right now.
This is how forest fires are started. They would put themselves on fire.
Yeah, they would. Spontaneous combusting everywhere. Leaves on fire. No!
Insert corny dad joke here. The squirrels were like, he's nuts. He's here all week, folks. He's here all week.
Story number 3. Minnesota man arrested for breaking and entering after he was reported to be masturbating over her in her bedroom. True story.
That's true. That's a true story. Do you want to look at it?
Yeah, I have to look at it.
Then you want me to hold it? Well,
Come on, Sparkles, put it up there, brother.
This is
Sparkles just went traumatized. There you go.
See, look, and even Kevin has a heart. He's like, nah.
Hey, mister, hands off. Literally.
That's scary, because that could happen. And now I'm scared.
Kevin shakes his head and goes, man.
Wait, Stack Girl, that happened?
That could happen in real life. Someone could break into your house and do that. That's not, no.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Oh, I thought she meant it happened to her. I'm like, what?
I don't want it to happen anywhere near me. No, because if someone did that to me, I'd be traumatized. I have to go to, like, hospital. That girl probably went to the hospital.
Somebody would be probably chopping wieners off.
Some people do sleep with a knife under their bed, just saying.
Yeah. Apparently for this girl, true story, she apparently woke up to the sound of someone fapping away on themselves. And not her husband. Not her husband or boyfriend, whomever it may be.
She probably had a dream of people doing like a golf clap. You know. It was just interlapped in her dream, and then she's like, wait a second, I don't golf. Opens up her eyes. Holy crap, masturbating, man.
What's the sound of one-handed man clapping?
If I had a free hand, I would show you.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Want to think you're clapping?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, she screamed, he ran out the door.
It happened.
They found him down the street running around naked. Apparently it was breaking into multiple houses, masturbating all over everybody. Skeet, you're up at... Skeet, tweet, get up.
Pretty nice.
Yo, that'd be great if this happened in Alabama, and you had like the Forrest Gump cops, you know? He's a masturbating fool.
Perfect. I'm going to skip right to number 4. Number 4, Minnesota man arrested for threats at a local mall. He claimed to be married to Katy Perry. He washed his hair in the sink of a salon, threatened to hit customers, and told security he was a cop. How could this not be true? Mental health in freaking Minnesota is atrocious.
Spin the magical wheel of drugs he's on. I'm going with crystal meth.
I am also going with crystal meth because it is a crystal meth story.
Do we have a third? Sparky.
What about that zombie drug?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It could be Flocka.
Yeah.
Flocka. Could be Flocka.
Could be acid, could be anything. Could be Molly.
Reminder, we have never once on the Podguyz Podcast blamed marijuana for any of these drugs.
Ever.
Unless they called the cops on themselves while growing pot. That was one of them.
You can't...
Two guys in the hat.
You can't stop me. I am married to Katy Perry. Wash my hair, and I am a cop.
Even though he has no hair.
Yeah, clearly he has no hair. Like the two gentlemen with the bouffant haircuts. I'm sorry, they're hats.
Sparky's basically got the Charles Schultz illustrations going on, without minus the clothes and stuff.
Correct. Crystal meth is a hell of a drug.
We're gonna try to sell these. We're gonna try to sell it off as an animated series to Adult Swim Network.
For real,
the Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. They'll go for it.
It's perfect. We'll do a whole series about stupid criminals across America, and we'll get each of the stories in there.
450 episodes after 50 times 15.
Hell yeah,
450 episodes.
Dude, I'm sold. We're gonna get this in on. I'm gonna talk to some people from WVIA soon, and we're gonna get it going.
If you enjoy meth man rubs and masturbates in front of women, please donate to WVIA.
Hey, that's where people start, man. People start on public access.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Just
Story number 5.
For public access, but it was for a different reason.
Ah, true. Story number 5. Minnesota woman arrested for prostituting a cheerleading teammate by placing her on an ad on Backpage.com.
Yo, this is some bullying, right?
You want me to hold that one up also? Wow. Well,
It's only bullying if you do it with... It's only bullying if you don't do it without her consent. Okay.
I like my picture better.
What is that?
Let's
Okay, what is that?
Keep doing.
Oh, okay. Keep doing splits. We are going to make some buck.
Think about it.
Think about it.
That's why I held
And
and that's why I held it. Oh, go check it.
Could make some serious buck doing splits.
Kevin, I hope you're ready for this. It's not even a hazing ritual, right? The girl who was 18 put her 16-year-old cheerleading teammate on Backpage.com with her consent, by the way. She didn't say, "Oh, I'm just throwing you on there to prostitute you out. We're going to do this, and we're going to make some money on the side." And I'm going to...
Okay, are you kidding me?
Gonna make some buck.
Gonna make some buck.
That's paying for college right there.
That is paying for college is right.
Your fault, America. You're making these girls do that.
I'm sorry, Minnesota man. Woman, child, children. Holy Jesus. Minnesota. I never thought that Minnesota would be this fucked up a state.
Do you know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for Minnesota man arrested for DUI and forced to volunteer his time to coach local ice hockey team.
Yeah,
Then
that would have been perfect.
Say that's the Mighty Ducks, man. That's totally false.
Who's not to say that it's not in the next 5 stories to wrap ourselves up?
If that is in the next 5 times,
We still got 5 more stories.
see you grab your pen real quick. It's not there, Kev.
Sparky, you ready?
Yo, we're good.
All right, ready. Story number 1, Minnesota woman arrested for supplying heroin. Supplying heroin to another... Oh, yeah, teen.
Person.
To another teen, right? Here's what happened in the story.
Hold on.
Minnesota woman arrested for supplying heroin to another teen who died. She got a special sentence where the sentence is 1 day in jail on the anniversary of his death every year for 10 years. Story number 2. Minnesota man arrested for vandalism of a local church for his anti-gay beliefs because the church does gay weddings.
Good for the church.
Story number 3, Minnesota man arrested for groping women in the parking lot of a local grocer parking lot.
Sakura, was that like a good for the church, like good that they do gay
I
marriage?
know.
Good for that church. They deserved it.
Or that they're pressing charges.
No, I don't mind if it's good. Okay, all right. So we know, all right, good. Yeah, that's.
But she's not gay herself.
Story number 3 might be my hashtag of the year, by the way, just to let you know.
All right, ready for this? Oh, this one's going to be... this is... Minnesota man arrested for groping women in the parking lot of a local grocer called Cub Foods. Cub Foods. Number 4, Minnesota man arrested for skipping cab fare. He apparently was arrested for 7 active arrest warrants. 7 active arrest warrants. Yeah. And story number 5, Minnesota man arrested for overzealously applicating Windex to his vehicle.
Is he Greek?
I like that.
That's right.
One for Sakura, right?
I like that one.
That's one for Sakura. Sakura, you got that all day. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Spark, we're going to start off the top for you. What are you thinking, Sparkles?
There's one that I think that might be false, but since I drew them, they're true. And then if I think the one I think is false, I think we'll see.
All right.
But I'm going to say they're all true, but I believe that one is false.
Let's go with Stat Girl.
No, they're all true.
Okay. Kev.
I'm going 5 false, man. Overzealously Windexing his car. What did the Minnesota police do? Throw him on the ground and apply their knee to his neck or something? I would have hated it. I would have hated if they arrested him for Windexing his own car. Okay, so
now you know me, Kev. As far as making stories, would I ever use the words overzealously applicating in any type of story that I would make false?
That is a Tony phrase.
That is a Tony phrase. Okay, all right.
It is. I can see you writing that down. Overzealous, instead of overusing. It's a nice word, nice wording. But I don't know.
All right. Well, you said number 5, so
I don't know if you're like a zealous user of the word. Let alone if you want to use it in like a sarcastic context. Let's say he was overzealously rough. I was like,
that would have been perfect. Yeah. I would definitely say that. I'd be like, wow, he was overzealously going to Pound Town on himself.
He was very overzealous with sharing his bullets with everybody's bodies. Very overzealous.
He was overzealously sharing his hand babies with everyone that he was dating.
That is a Tony phrase. Yes, it is. I've heard it.
That would work out perfect, yeah. Overzealously applicating. Let's start at story number 1. Ready, Sparkles? Minnesota woman arrested for supplying heroin to another team who died. The sentence of her 1 day in jail on the anniversary of his death every year for 10 years. True story. What kind of freaking... what kind of lawyer did she have to do 10 days in jail? 10 days in jail.
10 days in prison, more or less.
It doesn't matter. She goes in for 10 days. 1 day.
1 day for 10 years.
You can get messed up with 1 day in prison. Just saying.
You'll go into protective custody for the 24 hours and you'll be fine.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Off to do my 1 day in jail. Boom.
I love it. I mean, well,
to the point,
it seems to be more of a... This seems to be more of a crime of principle via the illegal substance of heroin. How much time did the creators of OxyContin get in prison for oversupplying the drug on the market for years and years and years? If your answer is 0, you're right, Tony. 0 days.
Yepers.
So she is doing 10. So she is doing 10 more days than those people that actually supplied the idea.
Correct.
To flood the market with a synthetic opioid, OxyContin. So it's unfortunate that the death occurred for the family. I mean, it's really disheartening to see anybody go down that road of heroin use. And then for the supplier, there will always be a supplier. For it to eventually get back to who the supplier was, the judge, I couldn't agree more with the judge to do this 1 day per year. Now she's definitely got to report 1 day of her life or life lost for the next 10 years in jail. Whoever the lawyer was, probably the judge's son and or daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I would only assume, because most judges are not that... they don't have that much foresight into the idea.
I can see her behind the bench going, oh, 1 day? Okay.
Wait till Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Normally they're like 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, every day? Good question. Good question. Every day.
All right, let's do it 1 day. 1 day of the anniversary of the death of the gentleman that got killed. Supposedly your boyfriend. Let's say it's 1 day of your
fullest moon and the Easter dawn.
Watch, there needs to be a stipulation about it too. It needs to be on the second Tuesday of the.
Gets off the island, which is shown once every 10 years.
It'll be on the second Tuesday of the 4th hour of the 3rd day of the 3rd week that you need. The stars need to align.
It sounds like how people are. It sounds like how a narrator brings up a character of an old-time folky movie like the Lord of the Rings realm area, you know. Where it's like, on the 7th day of the 4th month of the 14th week of May. You know,
That's perfect. That's perfect, yeah. Story number 2, Minnesota man arrested for vandalism of local church for his anti-gay beliefs because the church does gay weddings. True story. This guy apparently egged the church.
Okay.
The church was like, wow, your anti-gay beliefs.
How is... You will pay for not believing in my beliefs. Okay, I can see it.
There you go.
See the egg.
There you go.
The egg right there.
Eggs like snowballs.
Well,
there he is throwing a chunk of hand babies up there.
Tony, how did they get anti-gay out of somebody throwing an egg at a church?
Just because they marry gay people in their church, and he was anti-gay.
Okay, so he spray painted that, or just threw eggs?
He just threw eggs at the church, and they pressed charges on him.
Oh, and did he like scream things while?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought that he, because then that would take a mischief night to just being a hate crime all around.
Yeah.
Like the toilet paper just because they don't like the gays. It's like, no, man, it's just mischief.
No, he clearly shouted out like anti-gay hate speech while he was throwing the eggs at the church, while the cops are pulling up on him.
Right. I was just doing I was just doing headline reading, or headline listening, where it's just like, really, Well, wait, no, that would make me the perfect Fox News correspondent right there. So is Mischief Night an anti-gay?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Like Shepherd, whatever the hell this game is. Yeah.
Story number 3: Minnesota man arrested for groping women in a parking lot of a local grocer, Cub Foods. True story.
This might be hashtag of the year. Stacker's going to hold this one up this time.
It's okay. It's better than the other one.
Hey, what are you doing? Melons are better. Hashtag melons are better.
That's a beautiful thing.
Kevin, the gentleman in question.
Green Goblin back there giggling.
The gentleman in question, his name is Ruben Ramsharit. An Indian fellow.
That's a name grabber.
And yeah, he sounds like he's Jewish, but winds up Indian. With a name like with Ruben Ramsharit. He's a 20-year-old. Apparently, he assaulted multiple women in the parking lot at Cub Foods, and also assaulted a number of women in the Walmart parking lot as well. He has multiple charges for groping women.
Why didn't the lady team up and feed him?
Well, he would use the thing, oh, let me grab your bags for you, and they'd be like, oh, not the fun bags.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't specific and
You gotta be specific when you talk about bags.
Yeah, here, I'll help you with your eggs. Starts shoving his hand up their area. Eggs. I use the eggs there for,
Oh, Ruben Ramsharit, you will go down in infamy.
Ramsharit?
Ramsharit!
With stealing eggs, breasts, and thighs. And then you groped her.
Poor kid. Like, he looks like a nerdy Indian, a nerdy type of Indian kid, too. Like, where
so like, how you can tell if you're friends with a Facebook hooker?
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Story number 4, Minnesota man arrested for skipping cab fare. He was arrested with 7 active arrest warrants. True story.
7 active warrants.
The dude never even knew that he had the warrants. When he cut out on cab fare, of course, the taxi called the cops on him, and apparently he had 7 arrest warrants out for his name. But let's see that picture. Also, he had also cut out on the taxi fare. And he also cut out on taxi fare. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So, clearly, when you have an active lifestyle in the criminal realm, and you don't think that you're going to get caught, but it happens anyway, just by chance, when you're skipping out on cab fare.
I like how you put that. You're almost like putting them in the realm, like the Legion of Doom or something. Like they're in like the lower base camp version of the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
What are you in here for? Somebody's flipping a quarter, stealing quarters. That's what I'm in here for.
Well, it's a guy who's usually a mass murderer. Ask people if they want something to drink, and they say dead bodies stacked up in the fridge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I had no clue. Oh, let me call the cops on you.
Yeah, hey Bob, I'll just grab up here from the Holy Lord dead bodies. Never mind,
All of a sudden, you go to sit down on the guy's couch, and there's a finger in your bumhole from a detached hand.
That's...
Your wife left her Chinese dildo on the couch again. Holy crap, no, it's bleeding still. Holy Lord.
Oh my God. Story number 5. Minnesota man arrested for overzealously applicating Windex to his vehicle.
This is fun.
That's a true story.
Kevin, true story.
You did not put overzealous in there?
I did not.
You always use overzealously use overzealous.
Out of wax, use Windex.
Who's the cop?
Kevin, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
In Minnesota, a very nosy neighbor had noticed that someone was parked at the bottom of their street, overzealously applicating Windex to the whole car. Not even the windows, but the whole car in general. So the nosy neighbor, said, "Oh my God, what the hell's this guy doing?" And called the cops on him because he was doing from front to back, covering it in Windex.
And?
It turns out the car is stolen.
Oh, okay.
Turns out the car is stolen. The guy was trying to erase his fingerprints from every part of the car with Windex.
The ammonia. Yeah, he was trying to use the ammonia to take out the fingerprints. I get it now. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now that's dumb of a criminal because he was using a chemical compound. That's a volunteer Scranton Sheriff's deputy right there.
Come on down.
Yeah, I have not made any friends being a volunteer sheriff's deputy. I've lost some friends.
Yeah, the exact wording on the bullpen was Minnesota man overzealously applicates Windex to his vehicle, arrested for stolen car. Yeah.
I could have sworn I thought you wrote that one. I really did.
I
So
know.
they're all true this week.
All true this week, brother. It's crazy. All the stories that just flew out of Minnesota were interesting. I probably could have got another 5, to be honest.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Of all places, Minnesota.
Yeah, I would have thought there would probably be like 5 or 6, and I'd have to go into fake land for a couple. And when they started flying off the shelf, I'm like, wow, Minneapolis is like a horrible place.
It seems so, like, well, obviously not in today's world. Maybe it never was. Maybe it never was a nice place. It just seems like, I think Disney movies made Minneapolis look like it was an okay area there.
That's true, but apparently this is with the fapping capital of the United States.
Just like the movie Groundhog's Day made Punxsutawney look like it wasn't just another abandoned factory town.
Yeah.
If you go to that town, man, you're like, this is not like the movie.
Yeah. I'm glad Minnesota's now known as Fapping Freddy Land.
Fapping Freddy Land?
We're going to call it Fapping Freddy.
Flapping Freddy or Fapping Freddy?
Fapping, because he was...
Oh, yeah, he was doodling his doodle.
Fapping Freddy.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you're going to masturbate in front of the person that's sleeping, make sure they have narcolepsy so they will go back to sleep while on the phone with the police.
That's true.
And then you're back at yourself, you know.
Well, surprisingly, you need to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey, go back to bed. Nothing's going on here."
Yeah.
And then hit her in the side, hit her in the face with some mayonnaise.
I'm producing you the ghost of Christmas future. Feel the spirit inside of your eyeball.
That's when you give her the high five and their hands stick together.
Holy crap, what kind of horse jizz are you working with there? That's some fast sealing cum right there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh my god. And on that note, he's dying.
Flex and seal when you could use horse jizz.
Did he lose it on fast sealing cum?
Breathe. Breathe. I'm not going to the hospital.
That would be a terrible thing to explain to the doctor. Oh, we said fast sealing cum and he couldn't stop hyperventilating. Don't worry, we've seen it before for something like this.
Oh, Minnesota, man.
You good?
Sparky, where can you find us next week going into? Where the heck are we next week?
The way we're going after this week. But anyways, you can find us on Facebook, Google, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Deezer, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Spotify, GeoReo,
YouTube.
I say YouTube? I say YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, blah, 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 blah. You can find us anywhere you can find us on a streaming app. What state are we going to, Sparkles?
Yeah, I guess we're going next week.
M-I-double-S-I-double-S-I-double-P-I.
A land so dumb they had to give them a song on how to spell their own state. M-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
Even you spelled it wrong. You got to get the song right, Kevin.
I know. I was just parroting the song for the kids that don't know.
M-I-double-S-I-double-S-I-double-P-P-I. Mississippi.
For Mississippi. What's so hard with that?
From Canton, Mississippi, we drank the river water one day, where the beavers like to poo. You guys don't have beavers.
Welcome to Mississippi, where your mom's your dad and your dad's your mom.
It's all family down here.
We all love each other.
Oh, man.
Oh, Mississippi. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching on on Facebook Live Land. We will be back Monday night, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Tony Kaz, followed by
Kevin Neary
and
Sparky.
Sparkalicious. You guys have a good night.